Story time. So today I got myself thinking about how certain kinds of blessings will only flow from kindness. There are certain kinds of blessings that are going to come from nowhere else but kindness. And I've seen that in a couple of life events, but the most vivid one that I could recall today was when I was in high school. Yes, so I left primary school and then went to the city, moved to the city and started living in the city. And I was fresh in the city, basically in Form 1. I didn't know anything about town and any of the places. And so from school, I was in boarding school, and so I had to get out of school a couple of times during every term for dental visits. That's when I started having dental issues when I joined high school. And so most times I would be picked up. Actually, I was always picked up. My sister was working at Mulago Hospital by then. And so I would be picked up and then I go to see the dentist. And yeah, I would easily reach the dental clinic at Mulago. Of course, it was quite cheap, I could say. Not cheap, but compared to the other private clinics. So it was the best option for me. And so one of these days, I had to leave school and go out on my own. I think my sister was busy or something. And I had seen the dental clinic before. So I thought, you know what, let me go. So I set off. And when I reached the gate of Mulago, I got so confused. Oh, you know how big the hospital is? That is like the National Referral Hospital. It's huge. And so I got lost and I had no idea where the dental clinic was. I had no idea. I completely forgot. So I'm moving around. I'm in my school uniform. I don't know what is happening. And then I see a certain gentleman. And I think he must have been an intern or a student, maybe practicing. I don't know. I'm not so sure. But he didn't look like the other doctors. He must have been a little bit younger. That's what I assume. So anyway, he was coming like from the other direction. And then I see him and I reach out to him. I'm like, hey, sorry for, and I was very quiet. By the way, I was a very quiet person. Like for me to start talking to a human being, that was it was like World War. I was very quiet, very like I couldn't just approach anyone like that, and so I was in dire need. And so I reach out to him. I'm like, could you please, direct me to the dental clinic? And he's like, okay. And this gentleman took me around. I was so far from it, like so far from the dental clinic. He left whatever, like he just turned from wherever, like he was going the opposite direction, but this guy turned and moved with me. I kept following him with my uniform, my school uniform. We moved and moved for a very long time. And this whole time I'm thinking like, is this guy serious? Because I was behind him. And I'm like, is this actually is he actually doing this? He has left everything. He doesn't even know me. Like the guy took me up to the dental clinic. We walked for very long. By the way, I was like at the extreme like end of the hospital. So I reached there and I said thank you, and then I went in and they worked on me. But I was so shocked by that act of kindness until today. And when I left the hospital that day, I kept on telling myself, I don't remember this guy's face. I don't remember who he is. I didn't get even his name. I mean, I was a little girl. But I told myself one thing. Every time I remember this gentleman, I will always pray for him. I'll always ask God to bless him. I said I'll always ask God to bless him. And I'm telling you, until this day, it's many years down the road. But each time I remember that, I'm just like, that was so kind of him. Like he would have just said, oh, take this route, do this and this. But this guy took me up to where I was going. And I'm telling you, every time I remember this gentleman, I pray. I don't remember how he looks like, but every time I'm like, God, may you bless him wherever he is. Bless him, bless his family. I've been saying that prayer since I was a little girl in Form 1 until today. As long as it rings back in my mind, whenever I remember him, I always say that prayer for him. And I don't know where he is. I pray that he's alive somewhere, and I hope and I pray that God is really doing him well. I pray that God is blessing that gentleman wherever he is, and his generations and his children, children's children, and every generation to come, because he was so kind to me. And it might look like it was a small deal, but for me at that point, I was helpless. I was a very timid girl, by the way. I would not talk to people. Am I still timid? Okay, maybe a little bit. But I was really one of those people who would just be, you know, full time. That has been my life basically. So for this guy to really help me, I felt so good. I felt really, really good about it until this day. So wherever he is, I will continue praying for him. So what am I saying? There are certain blessings that sometimes will come to you because of an act of kindness that you even have no idea about. What am I saying? Let's be kind. Be kind every time. Kindness. Be kind. Always be kind in every situation, whenever you can. Be kind.